Hi beautiful people, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs, and this is my channel where I do my crafting and make things and hang out with you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I am doing my journal for Junk Journal January, and I've decided I want to use this old book. Now this book is from, I think, the 1800s. The spine is pretty deteriorated here in the middle, but the actual fabric's not too bad except for down the bottom. And this is going to be my own junk journal, so it needs to hold together really well, have a strong spine, because I make my journals quite chunky when I'm working in them. But it doesn't have to be, what do I mean? It doesn't have to be perfect, if you know what I mean. So I've removed the text block and it just came out so easily. It's quite, because it's so old. Just sliced it down like that, and I've put that aside. I haven't removed any pages. Now this spine is not going to be big enough. I was involved in Junk Journal January at the beginning of this year, and I absolutely had such a cool time, and I actually made a open spine journal for Junk Journal January this year, for the last Junk Journal January. And as you can see, things get pretty fat. I put a lot of stuff in my journals when I'm journaling. It's just what I do. There's a flip through of this journal on my channel, and I will link it. But this spine is nowhere near going to be big enough. I've done a few Junk Journal Januaries and the same kind of thing. They do get quite bulky. This was quite good. It's just got one signature, but it kind of, because of this fabric and the looseness of it, it kind of works really well, and I loved working in that one. But I really want to use an old book, so that's what I'm doing. And what I'm going to do, and I haven't done it before, is I'm going to actually extend the spine. Now, yeah, I haven't done it before. I've watched Heather from Ruby and Pearl show how she does it, so I've got a little bit of an idea. So I'm going to take you with me on the journey. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I hope you are getting ready for Junk Journal January. It's a great collaboration. You can sign up for free. It's in collaboration with Meg from Meg Journals, and Kaylee from Get Messy Art. It's their collaboration, and there's an artist every day doing their take on one of the prompts that you can watch and be inspired by, or just have a look at how they've interpreted the prompt. So yeah, let's make the journal. So what I am going to do to extend the spine, because it's beautiful and I don't want to take it off completely, I'm going to take it off down here along this back book board here. That's what I'm going to detach, and I'm going to try not to mess this up. I wonder if I should change my blade. Okay, I have a new blade now. I want the back board off. So this one, I've given it a bit of a clean. You can see it's got a bit grotty up there, but if you have a look at the wet wipe, it looks a bit gross. The paints come off. The paint comes off the fabric, see, and then so I'm not going to rub anymore. I don't mind a few marks, but that is a problem with really old books. They can be quite dirty. Okay, so I think I'll just do it from this side. And I'm just going to put my ruler up against the board, if I can see it. Just take some more of this paper off here. I don't want to... It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a junk journal. I think that's about right. Okay, and I'm going to push my blade against my ruler and just slice down and we'll see what we end up with. So there we've got our spine and our board, book board. All right, and then we've got our separated back and our joined together front. Now we need this to be stronger. So we're going to put fabric across here and glue it into here. That will strengthen that hinge there, and it will strengthen that part of the spine. And then what we're going to do is I've cut another spine. So I've just cut this out of the back. This is an old, probably maths book cover, you know, maths exercise book, school book. And it's just sort of a card stock. This is then going to get glued here. And then that is going to get glued there. And our new spine will look like, from the front, outside, will look like this. Say that goes there. It's not much wider, is it? Anyway, it is because it's going to go from there to there. All right. So you need your new spine, whatever size that you're making that. I'm going with, I probably should have gone with 2 inches, but I think that'll be too big for this book. It'll look weird. So I've gone with 1 3/4, I think, which is about 4.5 centimeters. That is going to have to do. And I'll try and not make it too bulky. So now I'm going to put glue in here and glue my fabric on. I don't want it to come too far over this way, and I'm going to glue it right down into that. Now I'm going to use my tacky glue. It does take a little while longer to dry than something like an acetone based glue, but it is a really good glue, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to glue these pieces down because they're super damaged anyway. Even though this paper here on the back of the spine is kind of peeling up, I've glued some of it down. It's got some of the embossing in it, and I think it helps hold the embossed look of the spine, so that's why I've left it in there, even though it's very crumbly. Maybe that's a mistake, I don't know, but we shall see. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smush it with my finger. And this is all going to be covered, so it doesn't matter if the glue kind of comes through the fabric, because as you can see it is going to, because I've put so much on. But I don't want it coming off. This is not going anywhere. Right, so I'll just wipe my fingers. How is everybody? I hope you're all well and looking forward to Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas. I'm looking forward to Christmas and going away and spending time with my family, all my children and their partners. So my future sons-in-law, because 3 of the 4 of my girls are engaged to their partners. Okay, so I'm just pressing this fabric down onto this old spine. Yeah, and David's son and his partner are going to be there. Mum. Yeah, it's all going to be fun. Fun and games is what it's going to be, and hopefully sunshine and beach. much laughter and happiness. Grandchildren. Okay, so then I'm going to glue my spine on, and I want to leave a gap for the hinge. So I might even mark it, because it's going to be covered. I might actually mark where the spine, where I think the spine kind of goes. So it's about there. It's about there. Because you're not, I don't think you're going to see, you're not going to see this. So this spine here is going to glue here, like that. So again, lots and lots of glue on here. I am making a few videos in advance, although I think this one will probably go up next, so later this week. But on Wednesday we're having a digger come, and a truck, a man with a digger and a truck, to just start the process of pulling out all the trees and the rocks and everything, and redistributing some fill and earth to just make our back garden, our back section, it's not really a garden, well there is some garden, but to flatten it out a little bit, to fill in the hollows that tend to fill with water, and get ready for new fences and planting. So that's exciting. I know it's going to make a big mess, but it's always good to take a step forward with something like that. It tends to have to get worse before it gets better, I think. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That's Wednesday, so I don't know how much I'll get done in the craft room on that day. Very little, I imagine. So there we go. I'm just going to hold that because it's quite gluey and it's sliding. So that's my new spine in. Well, on that bit anyway. And hopefully that's pretty straight down the side there. Just going to turn it over and do a little bit of gentle bone folder there. I don't want to rip the fabric. So this book is Dante, which is a classic. I've never read it. Translated from, I imagine, Latin? I don't know. Probably should know, but I don't know. A while to dry. Now the next step, and you can see that's not very straight there, but that's okay, we're going to cover that up. This part of the book has to go here, and I need to leave as much of the same hinge gap there as I can. And you can see that looks pretty hideous there, but we're going to cover it up and hopefully it's going to look okay. I'm thinking I want to use this vintage velvet ribbon to cover this. don't want to cut a piece off yet until I've committed to using it. But I only want, I don't want to obviously cover that beautiful spine up. I mean, that's why I'm extending it, because I want to keep this. So I want to have that there, I think. And I am probably going to end up covering up some of the back, but that's just part of it. And then whether I put some lace here as well, just to break that up. That's what I'm thinking. I'm probably going to go with that, and just hopefully it'll be all good. So now we've got our edge of our spine here. So what we need to do is work out what kind of gap, sort of what kind of gap we've got here approximately, and it's about 5 mil. It's just under 5 mil. So that's what we want on this side, is a 5 mil gap. Remembering that we're doing it sort of this way. So let's just measure from the edge here. I am going to measure it because it's just what I'm like. And I'm just going to mark just at 5 mil. It doesn't matter if it's probably a little bit more of a gap. Okay. And I'm going to then glue this on here. So that's going to go there like that. I don't want that much fabric. So I'm just going to glue to about here, and then I might trim that fabric off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this now. I've never done this before, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I mean, these books could just sit on my bookshelf, I suppose, and look beautiful. But they are only going to deteriorate, and then when I'm not looking after them, they will probably get thrown away once I'm gone. So, okay, where's my, let's make sure that's right. Yep, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to then just line that up there and there. Try not to get my head in the way, and I'm just hoping that that's lined up properly with the two spines, is it? Let's have a look. The spine and the book cover, are they lined up? Maybe it could come down a bit. Whoops. So there's the spine and the cover. Like that. Okay, I'm going with that. I'm hoping that's pretty, is okay. I think it's okay. Right, then just push this down, and again, there we go. And then we need to let that dry. The temptation is for me to keep going, but I think I might let that dry for a little bit. I want to tear this off, or cut it off. Wonder if I could tear it while it's... Probably should have done it first, but... Probably should have done that first. That wasn't the best idea, but anyway, it's done now. And rather weird. That's on an angle by the looks, is it? I'm glad this glue takes a while to dry. Oh dear. Anyway, there we go. That's how it's going to be. It's moving around, so yeah. I'm just going to leave that like that. Okay, so let's let that dry and then we will be back to do the next step. All right, it has dried quite a lot. And I know it looks really weird like this at the moment, but I'm hoping it's going to look all right when I'm done. And I want that to glue there. So I'm going to glue. I'm just trying to work out, do I need to push that velvet into there? Probably. Okay, let's do it. Hopefully I won't get glue on the velvet and ruin it, but I only want the velvet to go that far. So I'm going to put plenty on here and I'll smudge it over rather than getting it. And I'm going to put some up here. On the actual book. And in that gap there. Right, I'm going to use my finger. Just to smooth it out a bit. Because I guess this is the bit you are going to see, so you don't really want glue coming through. But at the same time, you want good coverage so that it sticks really well. It's a fine line. Don't always get it right. Okay, so I'm going to just give my fingers a clean. And I'm going to get my velvet ribbon. And I'm going to line it up as best I can. Because I need a decent amount to hold that spine. I don't want it. And then I'm going to push it in, pull it back this way a little bit, because I want it to go into there, I think. I think I do. There we go. Pretty happy with that. Now, velvet's quite notorious for fraying. I'm just going to get my sewing scissors, fabric scissors. And at this stage, I'm just going to leave a little bit of, well, a decent amount of overhang while I decide what I'm going to do with those edges. And so this is what our spine looks like now. I don't think it's perfectly straight. This could probably come over a little bit more, but okay, I don't want to play with that too much because it's lifting. So now I'm going to put some glue under here. I might actually just put it on the ribbon. we go. Our extended spine is done. This will be covered. I'm not going to stitch through this either because I don't want to stitch through the spine, so I will be cutting another piece of the same card to go over here, and that will be have my signatures attached to it, and that will be glued in with some fabric, possibly over that. And then I need to decide what I'm going to do with the end papers, but again we need to let that dry, so I'm going to stop there and give that some time. I might even need to give it till tomorrow. And then what I may do is wrap it round. Oh no, that won't work, will it? I was going to wrap it around the text block to give it a bit of shape, but of course it's a bigger spine now, so we can't do that. So it's not going to have any real shape to it, but I'm okay with that. And I may wrap this over. I've left probably just enough to do that, which will make it a little bit lumpy maybe, but it will stop any fraying. So I need to think about whether that's what I want to do. But there we go. That's how big our spine is now. It looks to me a little bit wonky, but that might be just the way I'm holding it. But I'm sure that'll look lovely on my shelf when it's filled with all my January journal entries. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I've never done it before and I think it looks okay. And I will be back to just tidy this up once it's dry, and we will fill the pages in. This is nice and dry, and I started getting on with it without putting the camera on. I just have stuck this bit of tatting on here. I was going to leave it plain, but then I couldn't resist. I thought I'd just put this on. I didn't want anything too lacy, but I love tatting, so I've popped that on. Now I wanted to do some stitches. And I'm quite nervous about stuffing it up, but I kind of wanted to do some cross stitches on here. I really don't know how that's gonna pan out, but I want to do it, so I'm going to give it a go. I wonder if they should go this way or that way. I could do two. Okay, well, I'm going to come up. How about I just start by coming up here? Can you see? So I'm just going to punch a hole with my needle here. I'm going to try. Oh, that's quite. This might be harder than I think, actually. Okay, and then I'm going to come up through that hole. It's done now, so we shall see what we end up with. Right, and then I want the stitch to go like that. So should we go that big? Yeah, otherwise. Okay. Then I'm going to push that through like that. Whoa. Okay, there's one. Now, so what, we go up to there maybe? Let's see if we can get that right. Oh, it's right in the middle of that flower shape. Keep my fingers at the back out of the way. I'd almost be better off with using an awl or something to punch the holes, but there we go. I don't want the holes to be too big. Right, and I don't want to spend too much time. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, that's got to, okay, that's got to come up through that hole. Right, rethread the needle. Hopefully that will happen relatively quickly. Because this is a journal for a monthly challenge, it doesn't need too many pages, so hopefully choosing the papers won't be take too long. Because seriously, you don't need many. I mean, how many? I don't even know whether to put 2 or 3 signatures in. Probably 2 is going to be enough. What, 2 signatures of 5 pieces of paper or something? So only 10 pieces of paper, it's not much. And then hopefully it will have room to grow. Catching those threads under there. Right, and then I want it to go across this way. So basically I think that hole has to be opposite the other one. Where's that one there? So about there. I don't care if they're not exactly perfect. But, oh, there we go. We've managed one cross. One kiss. Oh yes, I like that. Okay, so then I'm going to do a few more. Do I want them to go straight up or do I want them to be slightly wonky? I think I want them to sort of be not straight up, so I'm going to start the next one there. Oh, that's not easy. So that's the beginning of the next stitch. Okay, do I want it to go down that way or up? I don't really want it to go into that cross, so maybe we do need to go this way. I mean, I don't want to stitch into this crease and weaken that. So I might just go this way again. I'm just going to go to there. Hopefully that will be all right. I don't want to do too many of these. It's pretty hard on the hands, fingers, getting the needle through. There we go, and then another hole there. Okay. Right. And then across that way. Keen on the shape of this one, but oh, that does not want to come through. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more, so I want to tie it off at the back, so I'm just going to thread my needle through this bit here. And then try and knot it Ooh, not up there. Try and knot it down here somehow if I can. That didn't work so well. Yeah, no, that didn't work at all. Let's think. I think that's better. Okay, that'll be fine because it'll be glued with a piece of thing over that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I like that. Cute. Right, now I need some more, probably up here. Should I do them at the same height or no? Purposely make them not at the same height, I think. If I try and make them the same or equal, I know they won't work. I mean, it'll look... Right. The thing that I often think I want to do things to my journals that require doing it before I sew pictures or put in papers and things like that, and then often I forget. I plough on ahead. Oh, I don't like that one as much. I plough on ahead and then totally forget that I wanted to put, you know, I don't know, put a charm on or stitch something on my spine or something like that, and then it's too late. I've stabbed that end of the needle through my finger before in the past. I started making a hole, but I don't know where, so I'm just going to go there. I think it was there. There we go. My hand's getting sore, so this is the last one. I guess that's why it's good to have a plan, but I don't always have. I very seldom have a plan. Yeah, these ones are turning out a bit sort of flatter. I don't like them as much, but that's okay. They're done now. I think I like it. I think I'll just knot it like this again. Oops. Probably could have gone closer to the cardstock, but that's okay. We will glue them all down. Right. Okay, great. That's that done. This might need a little touch more glue, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I've made another spine to go on the inside, and this is what's going to glue onto there. I'm not making a hollow back or anything like that. Nothing that fancy, and I just need to make sure that my two signatures are sort of evenly spaced on there. I'll do that. I'm not going to do that on camera because that takes me ages because my brain doesn't work very well. Okay, what I have decided is, as I was editing this video, I realized it was getting pretty epic and long. So I've just jumped on now just to say I'm going to split it up into, I expect, 2 videos. So I'm going to call it a day here and then edit the other one so that it's 2 separate videos. So this was basically rebuilding the spine, and you know, that's probably enough for one video, especially if you're a learner and you're trying to do it, and then you can come back. And then the next video is kind of popping the papers in and finishing it up. So I have done that. So that's in the next video. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and you've learned something, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you feel so inclined. It helps people find me on YouTube. I would really appreciate that. And thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you in the next video. Bye.